Homebound and modified day placements exclude children from all or part of the school day. The decision to place a student on homebound or modified day is often made without first considering what additional resources the school could provide or access to help address the child's unique needs in the school setting.
Homebound instruction is instruction provided in a setting outside of school for students with disabilities. Homebound services are usually provided in the home, but are sometimes provided in other settings like the central office for the school district or the local library.
Homebound is one of the most restrictive settings because it isolates students from their peers with and without disabilities, as well as isolating them from educators in the school building in the general learning environment.
A modified day or shortened school day for a special education student is a partial homebound placement and is highly restrictive because it segregates students with disabilities and denies them access to a full school day.
Homebound may be appropriate for a student served under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, who is unable to attend school due to medical health conditions. There are also some situations where suspended children with IEPs may be placed in a homebound setting.
However, it is most often used for students who have challenging behaviors at school. Many of these children would be able to remain in school for a full day if the school provided appropriate behavioral supports and services.
Decisions regarding homebound and modified day placements must be made by the student's IEP team, and the IEP team must determine that homebound or modified day is the student's least restrictive environment, or LRE. When actually necessary, these placements should be short in duration.
Sometimes people think that homebound or modified day will be a temporary fix or is a preferable alternative to suspension. However, it is often very hard for children to return to a full day of school once they are placed on homebound or modified day.
Children placed on homebound or modified day in North Carolina sometimes spend years out of school when effective transition planning, along with the provision of appropriate services and supports, could have returned them to school much sooner.
Students on homebound still have a right to a free, appropriate public education, FAPE, and must be able to access the general curriculum in addition to the special education and related services identified in their IEP. Nevertheless, many students on homebound receive only a few hours of instruction per week, and it is often very hard for these students to make progress.
One of the supports or services that may assist a child in staying at school for a full day is a one-on-one support person or aide. Schools sometimes say that a one-on-one is more restrictive than being on modified day or homebound, but that is not true. First, a one-on-one is not a placement. You can have a one-on-one in a variety of placements, including a regular education classroom for a full day.
Second, how restrictive a school environment is based on how much access the child has to children without disabilities. Children on homebound or modified day have no access to any peers with or without disabilities for all or part of the school day.
If providing a one-on-one would allow a child to stay in school in their least restrictive environment, the school has an obligation to provide and pay for that support before placing the student in a more restrictive setting like homebound or modified day.
If the IEP team places your child on homebound or a modified day, even if they present those as the only options, if you do not agree with that placement, you should make your disagreement known. You can ask that it be noted in the prior written notice and meeting minutes that you do not agree with the placement. Having it documented will help if you choose to pursue dispute resolution options to challenge the placement decision.